Boom, the Houston Texans last year. Let's summarize. Listen, this was beautiful. The way last season ended. Basically, the Texans ownership came in and told Lovie Smith that he was done at the end of the year. And as you could tell, they only had one win going into the final 3 weeks of the season. Then somehow, some way, they decide to win 2 out of the last 3, and they decide to win this game right here. Why was this game so important? Because if they would have just lost this game, they would have had the number 1 overall pick. Instead, they win it.
They went for 2 to win it.
They went for 2. Lovie Smith says, "Fuck you, ownership," and that got the number 2. Now, I don't think it really affects them all that much because I think they would have taken Stroud anyways over Young.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
but I love terrible. I love Lovie Smith for throwing the jab there at the end. I'll show you. I'll take my ball and go home.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. So, yeah, I mean, not much to look at of last season, kind of just Texans being Texans. You got anything with it? I mean, a preseason undefeated champs, right?
All right, man. Preseason Super Bowl champs. That's all you can really say about that. I don't know, man. I don't know what you're supposed to say about the Texans at this point. A great draft. We can talk about the draft.
That's what I'm saying. Let's just get straight into the draft because they actually had an interesting draft.
Very interesting draft, man.
There we go.
Arguably the best draft.
All right, here we go.
With the number 2 overall pick, they take the big QB from Ohio
State.
Wait.
Hold on. I gotta do this real quick. Whoop. Hold on, people. I promise this is gonna be worth it. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Just wanted to play the draft music.
No, Cricket, you're supposed to say with the number 2 overall pick. Here we go. Okay, you ready? You ready? Hold on, I gotta take this stupid loop off. Why does it do that? Okay, here we go.
And with the number 2 overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select C.J. Stroud, quarterback, Ohio State.
Nailed
I feel like I killed that, man. Roger Goodell's in trouble, man.
Yeah, you better watch out, Raj. Better watch out, Raj.
They pay me a lot less than him to do that too, man.
So let's talk these first. I want to talk about this pick and then the next pick, and then we'll do our normal. You read through them and whatnot. But I actually want to talk about these 2 picks because I thought arguably Houston was up there with Seattle and Philly as winning the first round. Like you can make the argument.
I agree, 100%, man, 100%.
I think C.J. Stroud. Yeah, I think he's going to be the best quarterback out of this draft class. He's got the tools. He's got the weapons. He's got the height, the arm.
I wholeheartedly agree, sir. I do. I like C.J. Stroud a lot. Have liked him. Hate Ohio State, but like C.J. Stroud, man. This guy can sling that pill. Got great vision. Got great instincts. Just really, really plays the quarterback position at a high level. Should have beat that elite Georgia team last year. Gave that Georgia team all they wanted in that college football playoff semifinal. C.J. Stroud is going to be a player in this league, and I think he is a future All-Pro.
Yeah, and I know a lot of it's one game, but that one game was very, very impressive because those, as we've seen, those defensive players out there are NFL caliber defensive players.
Against that defense to do what that man did and gave his team a chance to win if that kicker didn't just shankopotamus. But I'm telling you, C.J. Stroud is a player, and then they turn around and trade back up. And really what was kind of the surprise of the draft to come back up at the number 3 overall pick to take probably arguably the top defensive player in this draft, Will Anderson Jr., the stud edge rusher out of Alabama. This guy is going to be another guy. I think they got literally 2 future All-Pros in their first 2 picks right here. How do you feel about Will Anderson Jr.? And I like him, guys. If he's an Alabama guy and I'm talking about him, I like him.
No, I think he's great. I think this was what D'Amico Ryans wanted. Let's get our quarterback, but also give me a guy that I can bring with me into year 1. I think it was great. Here's a lot of people criticize Houston for giving up what they gave up to move back up. I think they moved from what was it, like 10? I think they were at 10 because up to
maybe
12.
12. I think it was 12.
12 to move back up to 3, and they gave up like a I don't remember the exact details, but one of them was, obviously they gave up the first round this year. I think they gave up a first rounder next year. But here's the thing. People are like, why are you giving up all that just to go get a defensive end?
Have you not been watching today's NFL?
But here, I'm sorry. The Texans have a stupid amount of draft picks from that Deshaun Watson trade. They have a ton of first-round picks. So tell me, in next year's draft,
who's going to be better than Will Anderson?
Who's better than Will Anderson? So it's like,
nobody.
Who cares? That pick is worthless. People get so wrapped up in looking at, oh my God, that's a first round. Like you gave all this just to move up these slots. No. Look at the player. And who in next year's draft are you going to get?
And I'm telling you, that
other than Caleb Williamson, but you already drafted your quarterback, so you don't need that, right? You don't need a quarterback.
No, you don't need that.
So who are you going to get?
Well, I'm saying, Will Anderson Jr., man, he is cut from a different cloth. This is a guy that can wind up being, I'll say it right now. I know it's high expectation for a man that's never not played an NFL down yet, but this could be a Hall of Famer, man. As long as he's able to stay healthy and stay on the field.
Oh, Pitcher 465 says, y'all forget Texans have no O-line. Hard to make a play from your back. That's true, but if D'Amico Ryans and them do this right, which I think they will, they'll start addressing the O-line. We'll get into some of that.
Actually, with their 31st pick in the second round, they take Juice Scruggs, the center from Penn State, a big guy that's played, another one of those guys played a lot of college football, but helped anchor that line up there at Penn State. A guy's probably going to step into that depleted offensive line and play a lot early on.
Juice, man. Imagine having your name Juice.
That's right. How can you not be good, man? How can you not be good?
Yeah.
Sixth pick in the third round, Nathaniel Dale, wide receiver out of Houston, was playing down there alongside Clayton Tune. Caught a lot of balls down at Houston. Nathaniel Dale probably going to step in, get some playing time early. Seventh pick in the fourth round, Dylan Horton, defensive end out of TCU, part of that big-time TCU defense that made a run to the College Football Playoff National Championship game last year, losing to Georgia. But Dylan Horton going to step in, try to get the job done there. 33rd pick in the fifth round. I got mixed emotions about this guy. Henry To'oTo'o used to be a Vol, then became a Benedict Arnold, went on over to the dark side, played for Alabama. We'll have to see how he does. I'm not going to root against him, but I ain't going to root for him either. 24th pick in the sixth round, Jarrett Patterson, center out of Notre Dame. So taking two centers here in this draft. I don't know. That's a little weird. 28th pick in the sixth round is Xavier Hutchinson, wide receiver out of Iowa State. This guy's kind of a burner. 31st pick in the seventh round, Brandon Hill, the safety from Pittsburgh, another guy that was a journeyman at his college program. Maybe got some value there with that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 picks in this thing. Had a lot of picks, man. Had a lot of picks, but I think they, like you said, up there, arguably with the best draft just by those top two picks alone.
Mm-hmm. And Patriot 4165 says freshly squeezed. Talking about
freshly squeezed. That's right.
Okay. So then some offseason news, of course, we've already kind of hinted at it. Houston Texans hired D'Amico Ryans as their head coach, San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator. What do you think about this hire?
Great hire, man. Like D'Amico Ryans. Once again, he's an Alabama guy. If I'm talking good about him, man, I like him. I like what D'Amico Ryans has done since he's been in this league. Loved him as a player. Like this guy. I think they did good. Hit it out of the park. Got a guy that's played in the franchise as well. Somebody you can bring back home, I guess, in a sense. I like it, man. I think they hit this one out the park.
All right, let's take a look at some of their free agents as well. So they lost a defensive end, but they addressed that already. They lost a defensive end to Cleveland. They signed Robert Woods. God, dude, I didn't realize Robert Woods is still in the league.
Yeah, man. Don't want nobody throw that man the ball.
And making $15 million.
Yeah, won't nobody throw him the ball. They just want to pay him.
And then they got Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward coming from San Francisco with his coach. Signed with Houston. I mean, they're doing
Dalton
it right.
Schultz?
They start building a defense. Yeah, Dalton Schultz from Dallas.
Case
coming over to
Keenum,
Houston.
got backup QB there. I know it's a backup QB, but you got to have him, man. Got to have him.
Valuable. Dude, backup QB once again. Best freaking deal in the league.
That's right.
Let's see.
Mike Boone.
They got Shaquille Griffin.
Yeah, that's big time. Mike Boone running back over Denver. Helped spell Damian Pierce there a little bit.
Devin Singletary.
Yeah, okay.
Man, dude, they signed a lot of people. Look at these. Look at all these people.
Yeah, they did. Denzel Perryman.
Corey Littleton.
Yeah, okay. They're making a splash, man. They might not be a bad little ticket to sprinkle a little money on in that hapless AFC South. I think you're only going to have to get the 8 wins to win that thing.
We'll get to that here in a second. Let's see.
Lose Philip Dorsett, lose Kyle Allen, but you trade him for Case Keenum. So Amari Rogers there, gone. But still made kind of a splash there, man.
A lot of moves. Look at that.
The GM been busy down there.
Yeah, I guess when you got all that cap space and you got, new coach coming in and a new style there. Let's see. Cowboys feel for Texans same as Vols do Vandy. No respect.
That's fair. That's a very fair analogy.
Well, I mean, respect is earned, and Houston has not earned any respect from anyone.
Neither
not
is
even
Vandy.
Fans. Okay, so there's that. Let's get into their schedule this year now, huh?
Let's do it.
Is this it? Do I got it up? Should make sure I'm doing this right. Okay.
Make sure you're on the right year.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Okay. This looks different than before, but all right. Regular season. So they're that's not good.
Right out the gate.
Start off at Baltimore. Okay, well, welcome back, Lamar. Baltimore 7.5-point favorites.
Texans +9 at the Ravens, +320 on the money line, -410 for the Ravens. Yeah.
Ooh. Damn. Okay.
That's a lot of points for week 1, man.
It is. Might be a good little teaser leg.
Yeah.
You can get them up past 15. Ooh. Actually, I bet teasing the under in that one's probably better.
No shit. They ain't gonna score a lot of points in that one.
Yeah. Let's see. Home against Indy. Now this one's interesting. Houston -1.
Bingo. Look at him. Houston -1 at home against the Colts, -118 on the money line. Colts -102. Hey, see if you can explain this to me. Why you got some of these lines, they're up -1 or whatever, and most of those lines, whoever's -1 is going to be -115. The other one, that's +1, going to be -105. Where do they get this -118 and -102 at to skew those odds, those couple little fractions of a point there?
That's
how do they know? How do they know, man?
Dirty bookies, man. Dirty bookies.
Dirty, filthy bookies.
Cockroaches, man. They get you because they want you feeling like this.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
Well, out in beautiful Las Vegas, that place was not built on winners.
Exactly. There's built up these kind of people.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
And you got to sell that jacket to get the plane ticket home.
Plane ticket? You're taking the bus.
That's right. Okay, bus ticket, whatever. You got to understand, a bus ride from Las Vegas for me would be a lot rougher than a bus ride from Las Vegas for you.
That's true. Let's see. Okay, so then they're at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's 6.5-point favorites.
Texans +7 at the Jaguars, +245 on the money line. Jaguars are -305.
Okay, and then let's see. Home against Pittsburgh. This one's interesting. Pittsburgh, 3-point favorites?
Ooh, the hook gets you again. Texans +3.5 at home against the Steelers, +145 on the money line. Steelers -175.
Sons of bitches.
Fucking hooks, man.
Hot Atlanta, 3.5-point favorite.
Hooked him again. Texans +3 at the Falcons, +140 on the money line. Falcons -166.
I hope people know that I have not looked at these lines. Like, this is just me using my betting knowledge and what I think the market thinks of these teams.
Fun little game we like to play every morning.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of proud of myself that I'm getting that close to.
Yeah,
we're getting closer to the season. I seem to be getting more dialed in.
It's not dialing it in.
Listen, it's not what I think the line should be. I have to predict, as a good sports bettor, what the market thinks the line's going to be, because then I got to find out where I think the market's wrong. Because if my line is something else, I'm going to be like, well, you're fucking wrong. That's what we call betting. All right.
That's right. That's right. That's why it's called gambling, not winning.
Yeah. It's called investing. All right.
That's
There's
right.
risk
like
with
better.
investment.
Yeah, I like that
There's
better.
risk. Well, no, we really do need to quit calling it gambling, because it gets such a bad name. It gets such a bad name, bad stigma. And I get all these people on Twitter that, Robert addressed this in his, intro and stuff like that. It's talking about it's not gambling because it's not random chance.
Yeah.
These are not random chance. It's probabilities. It's the same thing as when you go to the stock market. You want to go buy a stock. Obviously, different types of risk. It's less risky to buy Apple than it is to buy this penny stock, right? Yeah. Same thing. It's less risky to bet on Tom Brady than to bet on the Houston Texans.
Yeah. But there are things you can do each week and each game that can prepare yourself to turn the odds in your favor a little bit. The research is able. Some of it you got to pay for. Some of it you can go out and get it for free. But knowledge is free, man. In the internet age, if you're willing to go get it, knowledge is free. And that's how you sway the odds in your favor, is by doing the research and putting your homework in. And that's how you're able to do that. That's what takes away some of that chance.
Patriot 4165 says 0-6 start, and it's called speculating.
Hey. I like they all sound better than gambling. I don't know why. It's all the same shit, but it sounds better to the common person.
Yeah, just because I don't have a suit on and I'm not trying to get you to sign up for a 401k.
I didn't just do an 8-ball of Coke and buy penny stocks all fucking night.
God. I was thinking about watching that one of these nights, Wolf of Wall Street again.
It is a great movie, man. Dude. I would be a day trader if life was like that.
Dude, Jonah Hill nailed it in that movie.
He did nail it.
Did you see that he took like the minimum to play that role?
Oh, I bet he'd probably done that shit for free.
Dude, he basically did. He made like $60,000 for as big of a movie that is, and as big of a star he was at the time. That movie, $60,000.
I love people like that realize they don't need no money though, man. They got enough money. He just want to get. He just wanted to play the part.
That like he wanted to show people he can act.
Yeah, and he can. That man can act, man.
Okay. Home against New Orleans. New Orleans 3.5-point favorites.
Hooked him again. Texans +3 at home against the Saints, +124 on the money line. Saints -148.
Okay. And then a bye week. So if the Texans somehow can pull off 2 wins in those first 6 games, I think that'd be a success.
I could see 2 there. Maybe Colts, Falcons.
Maybe even Saints. They upset the Saints at home.
Don't know what
maybe somehow they go on the road and upset Jacksonville.
Maybe go get the Steelers. We don't know what we're going to get out of the Steelers.
Yeah, it's home against the Steelers. You never know.
Well, what if they stumble out of that thing 4-2?
Then we are going to fade them going
the rest of the way because they're not going to win another game.
Yes.
I think 4-13 sounds like a pretty good prediction for the Texans. So if they get 4 before the bye week, you better fade the fuck out of them.
Especially when we get to their over-unders. I'm pretty sure it's not that high. All right, let's see. So then bye week and then at Carolina. Carolina 3.5-point favorites. It might be 4.
This is getting kind of fun. Texans +3 at the Panthers, +130 on the money line. Panthers -155.
Damn. All right, home against the Bucks. Did you see that? I saw some news that Baker Mayfield's not guaranteed to be the starter.
It doesn't fucking matter. They could literally form a love child of Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask, and that guy couldn't even save us. So it don't matter. I was glad to see Devin White's playing, though. He requested that trade in the offseason, stuff like that, because they couldn't come to agreement on contract extensions. But he is there. Said he showed up, got a little selfish when he asked for the trade. Said he showed up with a better attitude, ready to go, and just working. He had his 5th-year option, working toward trying to get that long-term extension. But I was glad to see them come to terms to at least get him on the field, man.
You know why that is? It's because that 5th-year option kicks in and he starts seeing how much more money that is. He's like, well, listen, I want a long-term contract, but this is a lot of – that 5th-year contract is like more money than what the first 4 years are usually.
Yeah, and well, not to mention if your leg explodes in that 5th year and they don't want to pay you any more of that money, that man's trying to get it locked down for you. You got to worry about that.
Because that 5th year is guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
All right, all that money. Anyway, we digress.
All right, home against Tampa. 2.5-point favorites. Houston.
God, my Buccaneers, we can't even be favored over the Texans. Texans -1 at home against the Buccaneers, -118 on the money line. Buccaneers -102.
That means they think Tampa's better than Houston? Like on a neutral?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. On a neutral. How?
You would think that we should be. I mean, they had the number 2 and
Had
3
they
overall
not been
pick.
watching the training camps in Tampa this year?
I know. Yeah, no, I don't think so, man. Because I do not think we're going to be better than Houston. I'll be honest.
Son of a bitch! No one thinks you're going to be good.
We shouldn't be. We're not supposed to be. The proof's kind of in the pudding there too.
Oh my god! All right. Let's see. So then at Cincinnati, Jesus, Cincinnati has to be a 9.5 point favorites.
Look at this guy. Texans plus 9.5 at the Bengals, plus 340 on the money line, minus 440 for the Bengals.
Finally, the hook doesn't get me there. I thought it was going to be 10. I thought someone was going to the hook at you again.
I really wanted it to be 9. I really wanted it to be 9.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm just checking something real quick. We look good. We look good, and we are good. All right. Then home against Arizona. God, if they're only 1 point favorites against Tampa, 2 point favorites against Arizona.
Hooked him again. Texans minus 2.5 at home against the Cardinals, minus 142 on the money line. Cardinals plus 120.
Doesn't make a lick of sense. All right. Dude, they actually have some wins in here. I see why. Okay.
Yeah, there's some spots, man.
Man. Then they're home against Jacksonville. 4.5 point favorites.
There he goes. Texans plus 4.5 at home against the Jaguars, plus 164 on the money line. Jaguars minus 198.
All right. Then home against Denver. 3.5 point favorites.
Texans plus 4 at home against the Broncos, plus 154 on the money line. Broncos minus 185.
God damn it. At the New York Jets. 6.5. Oh, wait a minute. Jets 7.5 point favorites.
Texans plus 8.5 at the Jets, plus 300 on the money line. Jets are minus 380.
Okay. Well, I guess I should have gave a little bit more discount double check bump there, you know. At Tennessee. Oh, Tennessee. Tennessee 3 point favorites.
Texans plus 3 at the Titans, plus 130 on the money line. Titans are minus 155.
Let's go. Home against Cleveland. Cleveland's going to be 5 point favorites.
Texans plus 4 at home against the Browns, plus 160 on the money line. Cleveland is minus 192.
Home against Tennessee. Houston plus 1.
Man, he's on a little roll here. Texas plus 1 at home against the Titans, minus 105 on the money line. Titans minus 115.
You know how I did that in my head there. Okay, so you got Tennessee 3 point favorites at home. Now we're flipping fields, so you should be moving a few points,
3.5
neutral, move a few point. Yeah, then you're going, back to Tennessee. So it would actually tell you that it should be closer to around Pick'em, if not Houston actually favored by 1. But then you got to remember it's in division, so you got to subtract a couple points, and that's how we get
that. And that's the perfect algorithm.
That's the little dribble running around in my head.
Wills pills.
Wills pills, baby. Wills pills. Only for people that are alive.
Only for people that are living.
Yeah, at Indianapolis. Hey, good way to end this. I mean, normally you wouldn't be excited about ending the season against Tennessee twice and the Colts, but with that division being so bad and all those teams projected to be terrible, I mean, you could end the season 3 or 4 right there.
This is not a bad schedule for these Texans.
No, have you seen some of the schedules we've seen this year? I mean, we've looked at them, we talked about them. I think a lot of these teams, I'm like, God damn,
this is one of the first.
This is not bad.
This is one of the first ones I look at. I'm like, okay, they might have did them a few favors here.
Well, I mean, when you're last in the division, you already get an advantage in the scheduling.
You should get the favors.
Patriot 4-6-5 says 1-16 back to the draft board. Well, if they go 1-16, they're going to take Caleb Williamson.
Caleb Williams.
Williams. Why do I always say Williamson? I don't know. Caleb Williams. Jesus. Anyways, at Indy 2 point favorites.
That's a good way to finish it. Get in by the hook. Texans plus 1.5 at the Colts, plus 102 on the money line. Colts are minus 122. That's par for the course. That's the way it should have ended.
Yeah.
I think you only missed 9 of those by a hook.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I would have beaten Steps today for sure.
You would have had him today. Boy, he brings his A game when he comes for you.
He does. He knows I don't mess around.
That's right. Don't play. Quit school because they got recess.
All in all, like I mean, we already kind of talked about it, but decent season. Now I see why as we go over to here, season win total is at where it's at. 6.5. The under is favored at -135. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, you got.
I like. Let's see. I like the plus money there at over 6.5, man. I can see him finding 7 wins in that thing.
Let's say they get 2 wins out of that first 6 we were talking about. They could beat Carolina. They could beat Tampa. They could beat Arizona. They could beat Tennessee.
Could beat the Colts twice. Could beat Tennessee twice.
Yeah, and that's 4 right there. And then you got
could steal one from Jacksonville at home, maybe.
Division maybe game, steal one with Pittsburgh. I don't know.
Well, I'm saying, man. What are the division odds here, man?
Let's take a look. All I do know is if you do take the Texans over, you'll have plenty of chances. I think they'll be right there that you'll have a chance to hedge out of that at the end of the season.
I think,
especially going into those last 4 weeks, and it's 3 winnable games out of the 4.
Yeah. I don't hate it, man.
That's what people got to realize too. When you're betting these futures, you got to be thinking ahead to like, is there going to be a scenario where I can hedge this? Like the Minnesota bet. I still go back to that. Minnesota to win the division 3-1. If you look at the schedule, not all schedules are the same. Minnesota's division is going to be decided in the last 3 weeks when they play Detroit twice.
Absolutely.
So,
it's going to all be about who's hottest at that time and healthy.
Houston, least favored, 10-1.
That's what I'm saying. Give me that 10-1 ticket. Let me sprinkle a little bit on that 10-1. I'll put a little half unit on that thing.
Half, let's go full unit.
Oh yeah, let's get
full unit on that bad boy. Yeah,
the 10 units. Man, the fighting D'Amico Ryans. Let's go.
Yeah, a little 10-unit ticket in your back pocket towards the end of the season.
I like it.
Christmas time coming around,
You definitely find a way to hedge yourself out of that one.
Yeah, you might not even have to. They might lock it up. Might not even have to. I like it.
Texans,
I like it. Okay.
Super Bowl champs.
No, let's not get crazy.
It's not actually.
And then obviously down here, oh my God, they are now the worst. Plus 5,500 to go to the Super Bowl.
Just to go though.
But look at that. Like we were saying, look at Titans, Colts, Texans. They're all right here at the bottom.
Strong division, man. Strong division. Strongly competing for the number 1 overall pick.
And then, but not right down there with the Cardinals and the Buccaneers, man. Here we are talking about betting them to get 7 wins, and they're down here. Jesus, what are we thinking?
Oh my God!
What was in that coffee this morning?
Yeah, that's what we can say. Yeah, what you got in there? A little bit on that bourbon with Barnes, man.
Oh, Robert.
That's right.
Yeah, I bet Robert would be watching this. He'd be like, God, what are these 2 knuckleheads talking about?
Yeah, what are they doing? Betting the Texans. Yeah, he knows I still employ him, right? He can be giving that info out.
Oh, Crickett's been doing the show for the last 3 months with this guy named Will. I bet they have something interesting to talk about. Hey, let's bet the Houston Texans to win their division.
All the money on the Texans.
7.5 wins or 7 wins.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, we're getting plus money, man. Value.
Yeah, dude. Value. All that closing line value.
That's
really
right.
Pays the bills.
That's right.
Let's see them to make the playoffs. To make the playoffs, plus 425. I'd rather take the division because I think that's the only way they make the playoffs is winning that division.
Absolutely.
Which could be a shitty division, but
yeah, you better get that. If you're going to bet that 10-1, man, to win the division. That's the only way they're getting in. There ain't no 2 teams getting in out of that division.
Offensive rookie of the year. This is the bet that I actually like. 9-1 on CJ Stroud, offensive rookie of the year.
Not a bad one there at all. Not a bad one at all. I like that.
I don't think it's going to be Bryce Young. I don't think it's going to be Anthony Richardson. Bijan should be favored. I get it. I get why he is. And he has a great chance to do that.
Because he's going to have 400 carries this season.
Think about that, though. Think about this. This might be the better bet than betting them to win the division because you're getting almost the same odds. But CJ Stroud can have a really good season and them not win the division. But if he's even in contention for the division and they go over their season win total, he throws for 4,000 yards.
Yeah. What is defense rookie of the year for Will Anderson Jr.?
Ooh, good point. Good point. Let's take a look. He's the favorite at 3-1.
I need better than that.
Yeah,
just for
he's going to have all the opportunity though, especially playing some of those offensive lines in that division.
But you know the what an NFL season puts on your body, and so not that this guy's obviously physically fit enough to do it. So, but you never know what's going to happen. I need more than 3-1 to bet on a season long bet like that. I like to get closer to that 10-1 mark, 9-10-1.
You like your boy Nolan Smith.
Hey, I don't hate that, man. He ain't my boy, man. That's a Georgia Bulldog, man. But I do like him. I do like him. He is a player, man, and that's not a bad ticket to have right there at all, because I think that dude's going to come out with a chip on his shoulder. Missed most of last season with that, I think, pec injury, I think is what he wound up having. But that man's a player, and I like that 11-1 ticket on him right there.
I like this Christian Gonzalez. That's
not a bad one either. Not
12-1.
If he winds up getting 7-8 picks, something crazy like that, man, they like to throw at them rookie cornerbacks, test them, see, man, they get the opportunity. So.
Yeah, Belichick's going to put him in the right position.
I don't hate that little Joey Porter Jr. down there at plus.
I knew you were going to say that too.
I don't hate that at all. I like Joey Porter Jr., man.
All right. Will McDonald. Interesting. Any other bets you want to look at?
No, I'll give you my prop.
All right, give us the prop.
I didn't get too bold with this one here because I don't know what I'm going to get out of these Texans, but any player to have 8+ regular season rush or receiving TDs, you can get that at 6-1 right now. I can see Dameon Pierce piling up some touchdowns there. Robert Woods going to catch some passes from CJ Stroud. Dalton Schultz down there at tight end. Now you got some guys that can put together. It don't take a whole lot. I know it is a good season to get you 8+ TDs, but it don't take a whole lot, and they're going to be distributing that ball around down there in that offense. So 8+ regular season rushing or receiving TDs for any player on the Texans. You can get that at 6-1 right now.
There's no way to bet this, but this is my bet or prediction for the Texans. They want to talk about, I doubt a book will have this. They want to talk about, Texans need wide receivers and whatnot. I bet you the Texans end up trading for a wide receiver this season before the trade deadline. Because there's going to be a diva wide receiver who wants to get paid or is going to be disgruntled with his team. It happens all the time. I bet you they get a decently, well-known player. I'm not talking about some random guy. I'm talking about a guy, not a superstar, but anywhere from mid-tier to superstar level. I bet you they get a name. But
they let their guy get away in Brandon Cooks. They should have hung on to that man. But yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I think that's very
possible. Bold prediction: DeAndre Hopkins returns to the Texans. That man ain't never coming back.
Oh, he is returning when they play.
He will be back in the stadium this year.
Oh man,
he'll probably find a way to sit that game out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps our coverage of the Houston Texans 2023 season.